Alrighty, back once again. It's been a little bit. If you're wondering what has happened, absolutely nothing. But this is when you get in the video. So, moving on, what deck are we playing today? So we're playing Secret Mage. This is after the miniset has come out. So there's some pretty nice inclusions, being Objection, a very strong anti-minion card. And the, is it Contract Conjurer? The 6 mana 6/6 that you can cheat out for 0 mana, based on whether you have secrets or not. And yeah, they both feel super good. I was a bit unsure about whether Objection would be good enough to be played, but it does feel super good to shut down the mid-game players. A lot better than I thought it was going to be. So yeah, and then the Conjurer is exactly what you needed, just some board tempo, because you can't purely kill them through secrets. So you did still need tempo on board, so that's pretty much the perfect card. And you've still got your Orion, your legendary there to just get off some absolute pop-off turns if you draw him on curve as well. So really for your mulligan, you're looking for your 1-drops, Oasis Ally, because it's definitely your best one, and then either Orion or your Contract Conjurer. And then everything else you kind of just play it on curve. Oh, and Anonymous Informant is super good as well. Cool, so we're up against Imp Lock first up. So far the game's been going pretty steady. We haven't got any of our tempo cards, but we've managed to build a nice board because it seems like they got a very slow start. But I've just realised at this point I've played straight into Grimoire of Sacrifice. And I'm going to lose my board for it. That's alright, we still got one dude though. Bit of a weird turn. I don't think there's any point in just playing a secret. It's not quite enough tempo, and I think just getting the 4/4 body out is a much better benefit. Alright. Get a nice easy clear here as well. I think he's going to expect a minion counter, which is when you normally play your trash minions. So I'm going to play my explosive rune, because if he plays a trash minion, then I'll get good damage. And then my Objection will still be in my hand for a, you know, a worthwhile minion. Get 3 damage in, that's pretty good. A little bit of chip damage, never hurts. Get a curse, I'm not too worried about that. I do get another body for it, so. This stage I'm pretty much looking for my Fireball, maybe Frozen Touch. I'm going to ping him just so I'm in double Frozen Touch range. The only reason Frozen Touch is in this deck, I've only got a 1 of it, is to add another Frost spell so that my multicaster would be a little bit easier to get online. But it has been played pretty good. You definitely don't keep it in the mulligan, but it yeah, it does feel pretty nice finishing games. If you don't have a Fireball, it's pretty much like a budget Fireball, isn't it? So, it does the business here. Game 1 in the bag. As you can see, I've got my score up the top there. Before all these games, I did play a fair bit on my phone. I believe I went 5-1. So you can add that onto the score if you want. These are just the games I've played on my computer, so a little bit different. I'm trying to figure out the best way to get Orion online. And I think Counterspell is probably not the way to do it. it's a little bit too easy to proc. I really want Oasis Ally, so. Hoping to draw anything here though, so that my my 1-drop actually gets the discount. Perfect draw. Nice. Now this is where you need to think about for the next coming turns. How do you get your 0 mana 6/6? So I could play Oasis Ally here, but it might get taken out. Probably likely, especially because Demon Hunter do a lot of attacking with their hero as opposed to spells killing things off. And if it does get procced, I don't have a great way to take out that. Sorry, I don't have a great way to put my Orion or my Conjurer in, so I'm just going to play a bit of a slower turn and just ping this turn. It works out. I'm going to use my coin this turn because I should have Orion online next turn. If not, I can play a Secret in the Conjurer for a big tempo swing. So either way, I'm going to get a lot of tempo off this turn. Scorpid having poison really throws a spinner in the works, so I don't want to throw away either minion, to be honest. And I've got absolutely no other plays. I'm going to play my Secret first, and then discount the other one, so that I'm not wasting mana. And look, the Scorpid's got to go into something. I'm not going to ping next turn. The mana just doesn't line up, so... Let's see how this works out for me. Dispose is really good for me to see because I have a lot of counter spells and objections now that counter minions. The less cards in his hand, the better, and that kind of just helps me just throttle them out. So gets a really ineffective Relic of Dimensions there. Happy to see that. And we get Orion. Thinking this has a pretty good chance of sticking. I can't really think of many spells that can deal with it. But I did forget about one. The Flanking Maneuver. So, pretty upset that I went out my way so much to set that up and he still just smashed me, so a little bit annoyed, but just get some more things out there. We got our 6/6, big tempo play, clear his board, works out real nice. One of the big, this is a very good deck, I think, and it's very, very fast as well. Games are very quick. Normally you're winning by turn 10. The problem is if you don't win by turn 10, you lose. Like every time. I don't know what it is, but every time I got to 10 mana, some dude would just play Denathrius against me and I couldn't catch back up with the tempo. So there's no real recovery. Once you've kind of lost, you know that you've lost with this deck. Some people like that style, some people don't. I had fun playing these 15 or 20 odd games that I played with the deck. It was pretty enjoyable. And I'll probably revisit it again when I feel like playing a bit of a quicker tempo. I think it matches up really good against Demon Hunter. Just because the lack of cards in their hand normally, and they're very kind of, I guess, predictable is the word to use. They don't have a lot of throwaway minions and stuff, so although they have quite a few throwaway spells, their minions are the ones that you can really predict what they're going to do. Like coming up to turn 5, you know they're looking for a Relic of Dimensions, especially if they got the Vault on the board. Like you can really fuck with their game plan because they're early to mid game, so What's the word? Predictable. And I make a mistake here. I'm so worried about Bran, but I really shouldn't be because he's coming up on turn 9. I think I definitely should have sent that 4 damage face, and that would have set up lethal. As it is now, I'm 1 off lethal. And I think, I think that was just a huge mistake, so... I don't get any damage off my explosive runes, which I really thought I'd be able to get some damage off. I'm just thinking he's about to heal up 2 with his weapon, so I've got to throw something out and about. Or he can heal 3. So I really need like a top deck fireball for this to happen. But it's turn 10, and that means Denathrius is here, so... Missing that 4 damage face absolutely just ruined my day, so... it was kind of lucky that he had both those cards in his hand. And they were so souped up, but... either way, that was a misplay by me, not being aggressive enough. At some stage, you just have to realise that you just... you need to give up on the board, just go for it. You can't play for the board the entire game. It's probably a mistake keeping Archaeologist and Sketchy Stranger. In a couple of my games, I had this option, which one do I keep on turn 2? And honestly, I still don't know which one's better to keep. I'm thinking Archaeologist just because it's got the 1 extra health. And you know you're drawing like a quality secret that you're 100% going to play on turn 3. And then Sketchy's kind of a little bit better later because it's such a wide range of secrets that you can pick from. Makes it the enemy's turn very hard for them to try to play around a random Paladin card. Whereas later on in Archaeologist, you've revealed a lot of your secrets and he can see kind of what's left and it's a bit easier for him to play around. So I think I'm probably going to start throwing away Sketchy. If I already have a 2-drop, that is. Up against the old Hunter. And he gets an honourable kill with his Spring the Trap, which you don't really like to see. But I also don't really have any idea what his deck is trying to do. Because he's playing a... so it's not a quest hunter, but he's running the secret package. And then I see Vander, and I've got absolutely no idea what's going on. I'm going to test for traps before I play anything, and I'm like, oh, okay. So spells probably aren't going to go through. And I just have to not hit his minions, which I think, fair enough, that's easy. I'm going to pick the cheap one, the cheap secret, to proc the ice trap, which I'm 90% sure it is. And then I kind of rush this play a little bit and end up pinging. But I really should have used that extra 2 mana to play the thing. And you can see me realise it straight away afterwards. There's probably one too many super juices. Affected my brain capacity on that play. But he's playing the Shadehound Beast deck. I'm not really sure what it looks like, but I really want to kill it, but at the same time I know that his trap is either emergency maneuvers or snake trap, which will make everything worse. So I'm going to make the decision to just hard ignore the board. We're just going to punch face. I don't think I can, with all the secrets and cards in his hand, I don't think I'm really going to be able to reload the board if I go trading. So I think I'm just going to just go face. Learn from that last game. Be more aggressive. It's not looking too great, gotta be honest. Not looking too great. But he gives me a dude. Thanks for that. So I'm working with something. Proc a super good explosive trap proc. I'm very confused here because I just played a counter spell, but it's saying Ice Trap might still be one of the traps, and then I forget that it's actually the tracker just hasn't updated with this new one, which just cost me 6 health. But I'm pretty healthy still. I don't think that's too big of an issue. So we still don't know what the other one is. It's one of the minion based ones. So as long as I keep going face, we should be okay with one fireball in hand. Hopefully we can draw the other one or a frozen touch, and we can finish him off. Get a nice objection on the Rat King. Super good minion to counter. I thought that was his whole turn because Rat King costs 5 mana, and I'm trying to figure out how in the world he got it to 0. And I figured it out. He because he played Vandar, it got discounted to 2. And then the harpoon gun dredged it and reduced it again, so it ended up being free. Which, pretty busted, but got a nice counter on it. We got a counter on his next secret, which leaves him with nothing. And that's lethal. Another win in the bag. Next game, Paladin. Been seeing quite a few Paladins around lately, especially the version that run Jailer and Order in the Court or whatever, where it rearranges your deck from highest to lowest. They run Jailer and just kind of punch you in the face. This deck can't deal with that. So it's one of those win by turn 10, otherwise you're going to be in a lot of trouble. We've got a very, very good opener here. So definitely a coin. We want to have 2 secrets in hand because we're going to get one of them for free because of the anonymous informant. But we're not going to play it the turn that we discount it. We're going to save it for the turn after. So then we can play both secrets at once and we can get that 6/6 down guaranteed. Easy trade in. Can't just start going face this early. So I'm trying to think, what's he going to play on? It's always a Oasis Ally. That's just the best secret. And we can discount something. Drop another 2/2 on the board. Whatever. I was happy with either outcome, so whichever one it discounted, I was going to play. Alright, looks like that worked pretty good. So, we got nice tempo. He plays Sword of the Fallen. I really don't think he has any secrets in a deck like this. We're about to find out though. Does he have a secret? No, he doesn't. And we get a pretty good objection there as well. It might have only been a 1-drop, but it did have the 2/2 buff from the Seafloor Savior, so taking a 3/3 out of play is pretty nice. Swinging face. Starting to get some real good tempo on him now. I'm giving myself a little bit of a fist pump because we've got really good tempo right now. Eating one of the equalities is really nice as well. So I don't know what he's going to play, but Objection's definitely the best play out of all that. That's a super good Objection. Paladin doesn't have a whole lot of proactive cards. They have a lot of annoying taunts, but not a lot of proactive cards. I think this is my one big mistake of this game. Is that I should always drop the counterspell here. Because he's only got 4 cards, so the odds of him having like a quality plus city tax plus another spell, like a third spell that he has to burn and have the mana for it all, is pretty ridiculous. And you see me hover it, and I have absolutely no idea why I felt like I just wanted to ping there. I think it was to set up the frozen touch, but I absolutely brain farted because he heals off this. Like, I'm just realizing now how big of a mistake it was. And it just puts me in such a terrible spot having no board. Him on 8 health is pretty bad. I don't even get my galloping savior dude. So I decided to hold my frozen touch even though it's souped up, just because I want to surprise him. I want him to feel like he's safe and maybe he drops a taunt instead of trying to cycle for a heal. We eat the heal with the counterspell, which is super good. Hopefully he doesn't have another one. And he doesn't. So get the Galloping Savior out and about. Pretty unnecessary, but yeah, we end up squeaking out this win as well. So not too bad at all. What do we got up next? Let's have a look. Second last game, we're up against a Druid. Get Orion, super nice start. Druids are pretty hit and miss with my matchups, I feel like. They're probably one of the more harder ones because they have a lot of very cheap minions and very cheap spells that they can just throw away into your secrets. And then you're trading like a 3 mana secret for a 0 or a 1 mana card from the other dude. And like I said, you lose if you get to turn 10. And they have a lot of ways to get to turn 10 5 turns before. Or like earlier than you should, so. Play the counterspell coming on 3. Hopefully I hit a Wild Growth.
Just resting my eye.
We don't get it, but I'm still happy that I played it because stopping the mana will... Oh, sorry, stopping a spell should stop this dormant guy from growing.
I cannot do that. What secret stone?
And hopefully we get Orion going here. I think he'll probably play his 4 mana 3/2 card if I was to guess. But he doesn't. He just plays a dude. And I still have counterspell up coming up on the Norrish turn, so I think that's pretty sweet top deck. It gives me 3 minions on the board, which is a good breakpoint for Frozen Touch, obviously. I'm just really hoping my Orion can start popping off here. So yep, this is what I'm talking about. I just counter a nothing spell that he was holding on to the whole time. He played around it well because he could have popped my counterspell very early on, but decided to hold it for the turn where he was going to use it. It stops me playing another one in its place, so well played by him. So because of the due process, which is the draw an extra card every turn, I'm trying to just not overdraw and just flood the board, which should be pretty easy to do with how my deck operates. Normally I've only got three-ish cards in hand, so it's pretty easy to sync them all out. Unfortunately, he plays a busted card that can just clear everything, so I lose my Orion. He does get some very good value for me though, but I'm on a two-turn timer here.
Where you followed.
He's almost definitely going to play a spell, so this should get some value. Gives me a dude on board next turn. Frozen Touch is ready to go, so we should obviously throw that out there. If we get a Fireball or two, I think I'm pretty happy with the state of things. Plays another Scale of Onyxia. That's super unfortunate. And I don't have the reach in hand to finish him off. I've only got 8 damage in hand. Again, he plays a trash minion into my objection. Feels bad. And I make another mistake here. I always think like Oasis Ally is just so good. It's just the best one. Should always play it. Should definitely play Objection. That way I shouldn't... This should stop Denathrius, right? With turn 10. This is where the like I lose comes into it. Again, he throws a trash minion into my secret. He's playing around it really well. It's a big dude. Not too fast, but I've only got... Wait, do I have lethal? 3. Wait, I had lethal, didn't I? I had 4 plus Frozen Touch is 7 plus a ping. Oh, cool. Alright, I missed lethal. Big feels bad. How do I only notice that on the playback? God damn. What a misplay. And punished. Look how upset I am. I fucking missed lethal. What's wrong with me? Oh, that's pretty funny. That's very funny. Well, this game's pretty much done. I think I try to salvage it for a turn or two. I can clear Denathrius with like everything, but not that that's a good play. I don't really have any juice left in my secrets or anything like that. But I think maybe if this is all he has, maybe I can dribble it home. And then he play. I'm so filthy. But that was just me and missing lethal. Yep, alright. Oh shit, maybe I should have edited that game out. Nah, it's alright, fuck it. It's a good one to include. Alright. Last game. Up against another Druid. Thinking about keeping Chatty just because it would be good against the aggro, but I feel like I'm not going to have a secret on board to allow that. And if I got Conjurer, I probably want to play more into the Conjurer. So I'm just kind of hard mulliganing. Is that a fucking word? Trying to find secrets. Pretty much. Cool. So we're playing like 1 mana behind curve at the moment. He plays Garden, so I don't really know what the fuck his deck is. He immediately dredges up the Sunken Gardens, and I think, well, this is already bad. I played a 1 mana card on 2, I played a 2 mana card on 3, I'm just playing... This is about as bad of an opener as you can kind of get. I know I'm still playing minions, but like... super inefficient, and he's just absolutely hit the nuts. Trog's obviously super annoying. Got to take care of that. I can't drop any of my 4 drops, they all just trade off too well. I don't really know how I'm going to get back into this game at this stage. Everything in his deck has +2/+2. But I do get a very good burn. If he got that Firewatch post down, then I'd definitely be toast. It's just too slow. Another weird turn, like I can't play 2 things at once. Figured I'd ping because if he nourish, then I might be able to ping and play Bartender next turn to kill off the 4/3. Got a super nice objection there. On a 6/6, it's always nice. And finally, I can play 2 cards on the 1 turn. So we get a Conjurer. Finally get a Conjurer out and about. Alright. Stop the card draw, that's nice. It's only got, you know, 3 cards. Really 3 cards in hand. One of them's a coin, so... he's not exactly rolling in the money. We get a Secret, which is pretty perfect. That puts Orion into play. Even if the counterspell does just eat the coin, then my Orion grows and he puts a different Secret in play, so it's not really losing out. Not really. So yep, we grow, we get something else. Get an objection. It's a good objection target. Orion continues to grow. Get a Visage, and he just gives up. And that's that. Thanks for watching, guys.